Noah Lee is made for the big occasions, the highest stakes, the pressure of the whole world watching. Many would flinch, but he thrives off it. This is what I prayed for, is what I dream of. I get more excited the bigger the crowd is. The track and field superstar set in July 2024 before he would embark on his 2024 Paris Olympics campaign. And part of his game is using his mind games, the showmanship, and the outside psychological noise to destroy the opponent's spirits even before they take the starting blocks. It works like a routine every time. Or should we say, most times, because in Paris on the biggest stage on the biggest occasion, his opponent didn't flinch. Rather, Lettsile Tebogo straight up took up the challenge. As he recently shared in the Built for Speed, the Lettsile Tebogo story documentary, shared by World Athletics. The world now knows the then 21-year-old sprinter from Botswana made history by becoming the first African men's champion in the 200-meter dash. But he wasn't that assured of his capabilities. Not until his coach told him otherwise. The last run when I did the bend with the coach, he told me that you are ready. You don't know it, but you are ready. Still lacking faith in himself a bit, but he trusted his coach. I had doubts at first, but I just took his words and locked them in. And that would be the barrier that even Noah Lee couldn't break through. I had to make sure I am not distracted by anything, no matter what my opponent is doing. The Paris champion remarked. Just continue being locked in. Soon enough, the test would start. As soon as the introductions were done, and one by one, the sprinters came out. There was Tebogo on the stage to France track in front of a packed stadium, and Noah Lee joined him with his usual theatrics, jumping and waving and crossing across the lanes, while asking fans to raise the cheers. Make it electric, get the adrenaline flowing. Noah Lyles was laying down the challenge to the rest of the field. He is already pulsing and raring to go. Can you? Well, Lyles Tebogo saw it a bit differently. He passed in front of me, jumped and did all that. And in my mind, I am like, okay, he's ready now. I'm also ready. Let's see how we can do this. Guess it was all in reverse as far as Tebogo was concerned. And it showed. When the gun went, I didn't stumble. The 2023 World Athletics Championships silver medalist said, and I knew if I don't stumble, then I can win the race. The Botswana runner started a bit slow, but picked up the pace after the first curve, and the rest is history, rooted in focus and strength of preparation. This even Lyles' mind games couldn't unnave, and he is generally good at it. After all, the American has won all of his last 32 200m sprints except for two. Those two at the Paris Olympics both times. Tebogo was the winner, but Lyles has gotten his revenge since then. Noah Lee has been getting the better of his Paris competitor lately. On the biggest occasion, Lyles Tebogo flipped the script on the American, but Noah Lyles holds the bigger edge over his younger competitor. Overall, Lyles has a 4:22 head-to-head record against Tebogo in 200m sprints. If you take only the finals, it becomes 4:1. Quite skewed, one might just say. And two of the wins Lyles achieved since July. On July 11th, Lyles clocked 19.88 seconds to win the Monaco Diamond League. It was his first Diamond League win of the season, and by beating Tebogo, who came in second at 19.97 seconds, and Lyles continued his unbeaten Diamond League run going at Zurich on August 28th. This time the 28-year-old American clocked 19.74 seconds, 200 ths of a second ahead of the Botswana sprinter. After the race, both sprinters mentioned one another in their responses, and just maybe, we are seeing the dawn of a rivalry. I already knew that Tebogo was going to get out because every time we're in a race, he tries to get off really hard. No set as per the New York Times. Even though I've watched A lot of the races, he won't give as much energy for other people. So, I guess I'll consider that a very big compliment. So I knew that he was going to be out there. Meanwhile, Tebogo thinks Lyles is still being humble. I think now Lyles is humble. He knows what can happen in this sport. He wins today. Tomorrow, he can lose it. I believe. Since Paris, he has been humble. He has not been talking so much. And speaking about the race, the 22-year-old also said, "This is not my true potential right now." Well, we will get to see soon enough who's the ultimate champion. The Tokyo World Athletics Championships are just days away now. Noah Lyles will want to match a Usain Bolt record. LETSILE Tebogo will want to humble Noah Lyles again in the cauldron of Olympic track and field. Theatrics often speak as loudly as split times. Noah Lyles, America's charismatic sprint king, knows this better than most. His persona thrives on flair, gestures, and a unique confidence that turns every race into a spectacle. Yet, as the Olympic Games unfolded, the world witnessed a curious twist. Lyles' antics, once a psychological dagger into the minds of opponents, seemed to fall flat against Botswana's young phenom, Lyles Tebogo. 4 years, Lyles' showmanship was his secret weapon. Before the gun, he might gesture to the cameras, flash a grin, or mouth a bold declaration. For the crowd, it was entertainment. For rivals, it was distraction. Many sprinters admitted later that his presence on the line unsettled them. He projected dominance long before the race began. But in Paris, things looked different. A champion carrying doubt. Beneath the sunglasses and the bright smile, there was something almost imperceptible about Lyles' doubt. The reigning 100-meter world champion had entered the Olympics, carrying not only the weight of expectation, but also whispers about his fitness, nagging injuries, inconsistent starts, and the relentless grind of the season had left him looking less invincible. He still had the charisma. The cameras still loved him. But insiders sensed that his performance base wasn't as solid as his aura suggested when he winked at the camera. In the semifinals, it carried a flicker of effort as if he was performing the part of Noah Lee rather than if L was the polished superstar. Lyles Tebogo was the unshaken newcomer who represented a new wave of sprinting. At just 21, Tebogo had already carved a place in history by becoming the first African sprinter to win a world medal in the 100-meter. His journey from Gabon's dusty tracks to the Olympic stage carried the kind of authenticity that audiences love. What made Tebogo particularly dangerous was his composure. While others fumbled under the spotlight, he thrived in it. His body language at the start line was telling. Not cocky, not nervous, but calm. When Lyles puffed his chest, Tebogo's eyes remained locked forward, undisturbed. Analysts noted it immediately. Tebogo was immune to Lyles' mind games. The race before the race. Sprinters often say that the competition begins before the gun, the warm-ups, the walk to the track, even the lane assignments. Every detail is charged with psychological energy. Lyles, with his colorful socks and playful trash talk, had long been the master of this hidden battle. But Tebogo seemed to dismantle the script. When Lyles cracked jokes during introductions, Tebogo smiled faintly but never lost focus. Thank you for watching. Please, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.